Here is Elanga just inside the box. Back to
yes!
He's done it already! Gibbs-White scores and he stands with his hands in his ears. Gibbs-White looks up, delivers a ball to Chris Wood. What a goal! Elanga to take the corner, 24 second half minutes played. It's into the mixer, it's headed out again to Nico Williams who drives, that's blocked. And it'll fall kindly for Aribo, but it's well won by Williams. Hudson-Odoi up to the back post for Gibbs-White to head it down.
Yes!
Come back to him, and he stabs it in. Morgan Gibbs-White scores, and Forest break the deadlock. Just approaching 70 minutes at St Mary's. Lovely little dinked cross back post for Morgan Gibbs-White to head down. And as it was blocked, as it has been so many times by the Southampton defence, it came back to Gibbs-White for naught, but that's given away by Bruno Fernandes to Hudson-Odoi. He lays it off to his right for Gibbs-White, top of the D.
Yes!
He scores! Morgan Gibbs-White scores for Forest, and just like they did in the first half, they've scored inside 2 minutes of the second half as well. Morgan Gibbs-White from the top of the D may have deflected because it was very close to Andre Onana, but he couldn't do anything to keep it out. Gibbs-White with the knee slide in front of the Forest fans away to our right-hand side. The edge of the box, brought down brilliantly by Anderson. Jota gives it to Gibbs-White again, wide right. He crosses back post for Chris Wood to head in. Across the face of goal and in! Wood scores! Forest are in front by 3 goals to 1. Chris Wood makes it double figures for the season, and Chris Wood becomes Forest's all-time leading Premier League goal scorer. A lovely cross from Morgan Gibbs-White to the back post, and Wood from beyond the back post headed it back across the face of goal and inside the far post. 4 minutes plus added time to go, 1-0 Aston Villa. Elliot Anderson with the corner, headed away near post, comes out for Nico Williams. He's 30 yards out. He's still got Anderson away to the right. Instead, he's found Gibbs-White inside right channel. He fires over the cross. Milinkovic's header! This one will count! Milinkovic scores again! 2-2 for the big Serbian. And Forest are level this time. Just had one ruled out by VAR. And now they're back on terms. Cross from the right-hand side. And Nikola Milinkovic got up and got his head to the ball from close range. Martinez did his best to keep it out, but this time was unable to do so. And Forest are on terms. Into the feet of Spence. Tackled by Nico Williams, and now Forest can break again. It's 4 against 4, and it's Gibbs-White. Nobody's closing him down, and he's putting Elanga in.
Yes!
Scores! Brilliant from Morgan Gibbs-White, and a fantastic finish from Anthony Elanga, who scores for the 3rd consecutive game. Gets his 3rd goal of the season, and it's the first time in his career that he's managed to score in 3 league games in a row. But it was all made for him by Morgan Gibbs-White. Superb break. Forest have threatened to do it throughout the game. They've caught Tottenham completely cold on that break. Gibbs-White had oceans of space to run into, did so, and then measured the perfect pass for Elanga to run onto inside right channel behind the defenders. Cleared away though by Nico Williams, looking for Chris Wood. Branthwaite heads it away from him. Gibbs-White looking to pick up the pieces Elanga has as it's given to him. And now here's Wood, left-hand side, rolls it into Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White left foot,
Nonch!
Lovely finish again. Everton mistake inside their own half. Elanga to Wood. Wood found Morgan Gibbs-White inside right channel, and he shifted it quickly from his right foot to his left foot to give him a different angle to fire past Jordan Pickford and give Forest a 2-0 lead after an hour here at Goodison Park. Gibbs-White on target after Wood scored in the first half. Forest have scored 15 minutes into both halves, and Gibbs-White's got room to charge into. Through the Wolves half he goes with Elanga to his right. Here is Elanga just inside the box. Back to
yes!
He's done it already! Gibbs-White scores! He was allowed to run forward through the Wolves half, fed it off to Elanga. Elanga gave it him back, and he stands with his hands in his ears in front of the South Bank. I can't hear you, he says. Morgan Gibbs-White returns to Molineux and takes 6 minutes to get Forest ahead. As soon as Elliot Anderson found him inside his own half, you could see the space he had to run into, and that's when Forest and Gibbs-White are at their most dangerous. Elanga fed it back into him, and he swept it home from about almost the penalty spot.
With almost like a 5 or 6 at the back and take away our...
Here's Anderson breaking forward,
Goal,
into the box,
in.
and he fires it in from just outside the penalty area. Elliot Anderson scores a first Forest goal. He goes across towards the A block to celebrate, and the rest of the Forest players go across to join him. It's taken Forest until the 11th minute, but it was a lovely surge forward from midfield from Elliot Anderson, who saw the opportunity and from just outside the penalty area hit it low and hard beyond the outstretched right hand of Aaron Ramsdale. Elliot Anderson's first goal for Forest. It's Forest 1, Southampton 0. Minte's challenge means Forest have this corner, which Elanga's going to take from the left-hand side. Near post.
Yes!
What a header! Morgan Gibbs-White, flashing header near post, bullet-like into the top of the net. Across the face of goal, 2-0 Forest. Gibbs-White made the first, and running across the near post, he scores the second. It's his 5th goal of the season. It's Forest's second of the afternoon. 25 minutes in, a fizzed, whipped-in corner from Anthony Elanga, and Gibbs-White with the run, and perfectly timed header. Williams, then Anderson backwards for Murillo. Murillo into the feet of Gibbs-White, did very well to control that and hold off the challenge, and now spins it forward towards Chris Wood near the edge of the penalty area. Wood's got the ball and finds some space and curls it into the corner, and out of nothing, Forest are level. Second best for 36 minutes, but Chris Wood gets a first sight of goal and buries his 18th goal of the season.
He looked shattered, but he's put a lot of graft in.
Gibbs-White, what a ball that is, right wing for Hudson-Odoi. Brilliant from Gibbs-White. Hudson-Odoi into the penalty area, right-hand side.
Yes!
Near post and scores!
Yes!
Callum Hudson-Odoi puts it into the near post, and Forest lead Manchester City 1-0 with 7 minutes to go. A brilliant crossfield ball from Morgan Gibbs-White. Picked out Hudson-Odoi, who ran into the penalty area and right-footed went near side. Beat Ederson in front of the Trent end. Forest 1, Manchester City 0. 7 minutes left. Hudson-Odoi's 5th goal of the season. Brilliant from Forest. Little flick off a defender, and then Yates heads it away towards Awonyi, and Awonyi has held that up beautifully, and then Yates with a lovely ball to Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White and Jota, 2 against 1. Gibbs-White for Jota. Jota shoots.
Yes!
Morgan Gibbs-White finds Jota on the breakaway. Lovely pass forward from Ryan Yates. And Awonyi involved in the build-up as well, held it up beautifully, and then Yates pinged the ball forward towards Gibbs-White, and 2-on-1. Gibbs-White for Jota, and Jota fires home low past Alex Palmer, and thousands of Ipswich fans head for the exits, and Forest lead by 4 goals to 1. Elanga to take. In it comes now, and Gibbs-White heads in! Morgan Gibbs-White gets the equalising goal! It hasn't taken Forest long. 9 minutes after they went behind. The free kick from Anthony Elanga, and Gibbs-White rose 6 yards, deft header, and Forest are level against Leicester City. Gibbs-White's 6th goal of the season, celebrates by tucking a ball under his shirt and sucking his thumb. I think we all know what that means. Second half anyway. Here's Aina for Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White looks up, delivers a ball to Chris Wood. What a goal! Morgan Gibbs-White with a beautifully delivered pass over the top, and Chris Wood running onto it, steers his header beyond Stolarczyk in goal and puts Forest in front, and in doing so notches his 20th goal of the season. Chris Wood scores, Gibbs-White assists, Forest lead Leicester by 2 goals to 1 and have a foot in Europe for next season.
Brilliant header.
But he certainly was dragged down a little bit. And certainly his shirt was tugged. That's given away. And Morgan Gibbs-White fires home. Alphonse Areola just laid the ball straight to Gibbs-White, 16 yards out. And Morgan Gibbs-White scores for Forest after 11 minutes. Gibbs-White scores, immediately goes across to get a Taiwo Awoniyi shirt, which he holds up now in the corner here at the London Stadium. He gives that Taiwo Awoniyi shirt a kiss, having been gifted the ball by Alphonse Areola.